Hi, this is MK Singh. Today I am going to discuss about the selection of human resources. What is the definition of selection? Selection is the process of choosing individuals with correct qualification and skill need to fill job in an organization. Some people say that the picking the right people for the job that need to be done is the most important part of human resource management. A performing business depends on good employees who perform every year. The definition of selection says that selection is the process choosing the individual with the correct qualification and a skill that will fulfill the need of the business. Without qualified employee, an organization is far too less success in the market. A useful perspective on selection and placement comes from HR observation that underscore the importance of effective thinking. What is the placement? Placement means fitting a person for the right job. The selection process is quite lengthy and complex as it involves a series of steps before making the final selection. The procedure of selection may vary from industry to industry, company to company, even from department to department. Every organization designs its selection process keeping in the mind that urgency of hiring people and prerequisites for the job vacancy. Now we will see what is the selection process. The first step starts with the applicant job interest. Second step, pre-employment screening. The third step is receiving application form for interview. Receiving application form for interview. Fourth step is employment test or interviews. Fifth step is background investigation. Sixth, medical examination. Seventh, conditional job offer letter or appointment letter. Eighth, final selection, final job placement. This is the process of selection. The first step is applicant job interest. When a company posts its vacancy on newspaper, internet sites, the applicant express their interest many ways. The first process is start with the applicant job interest. Many individuals indicate their interest by many ways, like some people submit application by mail, employer website or employer location. Second, pre-employment screening. Many employers conduct pre-employment screening to determine if the applicant meets the minimum qualification for open job before they have the applicant fill out an application. Application form. Some employer does not use pre-employment screening prior to having applicant to fill out an application form. Instead, they have very interested individual complete an application form. Now see, for example, one application form. Finance Division, Delhi, India, employment application form. The first start with the post applied for. Here, applicant fill for which post he has come for interview and date, name of applicant in block letters, father's name, date of birth, domicile, religion, gender, postal address, permanent address, office contact number, mobile number, academic records like how many qualification he has, professional experience, current company name, position, company address, period, from which date to which date, reporting manager, his mobile number, previous experience detail. It means before current company, how many company he has worked. He will fill the details. After reference detail means two persons he know with this location or they are living that location. Their name, relation with you, with address and mobile number. In this way, application forms are designed. Now, what is the selection test? There are lots of companies who take the selection test before select any people. There are two types of test, ability or skill test. Many different kinds of tests are used to select qualified employees. For example, many employers take literacy numerical test, a skill-based test or personality test for selecting employees. There are two types of ability test. Cognitive tests that measure an individual's thinking, memory, reasoning, verbal and mathematical tests. These tests can be used to determine applicant basic knowledge of terminology and concept, word fluency and mental ability. Physical ability test that measure individual strength, endurance, muscular movement. These tests mostly used for army men selections. For example, an electrician must be fit to lift electrical equipment and climb on ladder. Work sample test, which require an applicant to perform a specific task at a specific period or without period. Selection interview. There are lots of companies who do not take the selection test. They directly take the selection interview. The selection interview of the job applicant is done both obtaining additional information and to clarify information gathered through the selection process. There are two types of interviews, structured or non-structured. A structured interview uses a set of standardized questions asked to all applicants so that comparison can be made more easily. These types of interviews allows an interviewer to prepare job-related questions in advance, then complete a standardized interview evaluation from the provided documentation, indicating one applicant is selected over one another. The first step of a structured interview is current job related interview. Most of employers ask about the current company, current job from the applicant. Current job related interview, an interviewer asks questions related to current job. What is he working, what is his roles and responsibility, who is the reporting manager, from which period he is working, how many years working in this company. So lots of questions are asked in interview related to current job. Biographical interview, an interviewer asks questions related to past experience. In past, how many types of job he has do and what role and responsibility he has taken and completed. Behavior interview, an interviewer asks questions related to the past job, how he handled problem related to job. Competency interview, the competency interview is similar to the behavior interview, except the questions are designed to provide to interviewer which sometimes against which is measure the applicant response. Situational interview, the situational interview contains questions about how applicant might handle specific job situations. Stress interview, a stress interview is designed to create anxiety and put pressure on applicant to see how he responds in situations. There are some general interview questions which are asked in any interview. When we look here for an interview, most of interviewer asks, tell me about yourself. Second, tell me about your current roles and responsibility. How did you know about this company? What is your salary expectation? How do you want to leave your present job or company? What is your notice period in your organization? This is the general question asked by every interviewer in every interview. Interview related to the behaviors. There are a set of 4 questions which are asked related to behaviors. Describe a conflict with an employee and how you handle it. Describe a complex problem you solved. Have handled rude, difficult, unfriendly people. Explain how you overcome a difficult situation. In this way, biographical, situational, stress related interview are held, and many questions are asked from the applicant, and final selection are made. After final selection, offer letter are issued to applicant, and applicant receive the offer letter and sign back, and on the agreed time date he joined the company. In this way, selection process are completed. Thank you.